Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today we have for you an open box video of a different sort. And when I say a different sort, I mean these are coins that traditionally we probably wouldn't have sent in for certification. These are coins that really, since we joined the YouTube community and got feedback from all, we've decided to go ahead and expand the types of things that we get certified, just for an educational perspective, and also because there are people who collect more modern certified coins, which is something that generally we haven't spent the time to send in. For those of you scoring at home, we sent these coins in on the modern service through NGC, which you can send coins of the value of up to $2,000 per coin value on modern. So, and it's going to be coins dated 1955 and newer by NGC standards. I just thought this quarter was lovely. Like most quarters, it probably needs to get a 67 or higher to really have any cachet on the market. NGC called this a 66. It does have kind of like the one main blemish in front of Washington's face. He's got like little Cindy Crawford beauty mark there on his cheek, and then a little spot in front of his nose. But overall, I really enjoyed the toning on this coin and thought it was fun. For the record, most of these coins are probably going to be in the $20 to $30 range. There'll be some exceptions. So one of the things that's interesting in the marketplace are coins like these Kennedy half dollars that are generally a common coin. You know, I would never had considered getting them certified in the past, but because I and many dealers would never have considered getting them certified, they're actually somewhat tough to come by in really nice mint-state grades. And the Kennedys have such a big, broad, open field to them that they're kind of hard to get nice grades on. So because you look at just all that open space there on both sides of Kennedy, and then of course, you know, he's got a really nice large cheek and neck profile that are also pretty smooth. So much like the Morgan dollar, you really need to have a clean surface on that to be able to get a higher grade. The reverse of these coins, there's a lot more business going on back there. You have all the stars and clouds and eagles, talons and feathers and wings, and those are all the same thing, and arrows. So this one came back mint state 65. These guys, I got a couple to compare because I've got a second one here. This one is, that first one was 1964. This one is 1964 from the Denver Mint. The mint mark on these guys, for those of you who don't know, is right about there below the eagle's talons, the little D. In this one, similar to the last, also came back a mint state 65. A similar look. You know, you've got really clean open fields. You know, I see Unc Kennedy halves all the time, just a 90% silver. I think I kind of prefer that first coin over this. He's got a few more abrasions on the cheek there. But rarely do you look at him and say, okay, that's really nice. So I actually went through a couple tubes of Kennedys and pulled out coins that I thought were more attractive. So once again, this is the Denver Mint coin. And this one actually got a point higher, got the 66. And I'll say I'm somewhat intrigued because my favorite coin of the three is actually the first one that we looked at. It really had, I thought, the fewest contact marks on both sides of the coin and the best eye appeal to it. So this 66 here actually has a couple little contact marks and spots off to the right side on the coin, and contact marks down there, whereas this guy, he was, I thought, a lot cleaner on both sides of the coin. All right, speaking of coins that I would never get certified, hey, where are my Jefferson homies at? All right. So we got to find some people who really love TJ here, because he is Well, the much maligned coin of the coin collecting series, we don't make fun of nickel collectors, not in public. So what's interesting, one of the reasons we sent this coin in along with a second Jefferson nickel was because in general, coins from the 60s, both the special mint sets and even the proof coins often come without a cameo look to them. So both of these we sent in, and both of them got the cameo, which we were really delighted with. One came back as 67, one came back as 68. So for those of you who hunt these, you can't really roll hunt. You kind of have to look on at your local shop and at buying bulk groups of proof sets and mint sets on eBay and stuff like that, and then kind of try to go through and cherry pick. You're really splitting hairs going from a 67 to a 68. And overall, I'd say that I do think that the 68 has a better look to it. The 67 just has the tiny little spots on the field there that are going to probably affect the grade a little bit. But we did get some cameos out of that. Oh, and next up we go back to another coin that we're going for a cameo on. So the cameo, of course, is that black and white mirror finish that you get on a coin that you'll see on every modern proof coin, but some of these older proof coins you didn't see it as much. This 69, they call it proof 69 cameo. So super high grade, proof 69, that quality of the coin. If you see a lot of these, you see them scuffed up, you start to understand, okay, well, I see the difference if you're going to look at a proof 69 versus a proof 65 anyway. It is kind of hard to distinguish sometimes between a 67 or 68, but you really want to see a flawless coin to get a 69. But NGC has two different settings for your cameo. You have cameo, and then you have ultra cameo, which is what this coin came back. And the ultra cameo, you want basically a darker definition between the black and the white. And you can see on these two coins a little bit of that example. Of course, if I could kind of combine the grades and get this into a proof 69 ultra cameo, that's probably the only place this coin really jumps a lot in value. This guy here is probably going to be, I don't remember if this was the $100 coin in the group. But believe it or not, there are coins that are less attractive and are going to be more money down near the end of this box. The last one in this little group of Kennedys was another 69S, another one that came back a 68 cameo. And once again, so I've got 69 cameo, 68 cameo, and a 68 ultra cameo. And once again, you want to see that ultra cameo should have, the face should be a lot more white, so you kind of see it loses a little bit of the whiteness on the cheek on the coin on the right. And I think that's their difference between their cameo and their ultra cameo. All right, next up, I managed to go ahead and sneak in one more nickel. And this one is kind of fun. I was going, of course, for the cameo again on this 1970 70 nickel, 70S, of course. Proof 66 star. So this one's pretty fascinating. So I don't see star designations very frequently, but basically, it has a cameo look to it on one side, and the other side, I think they just said, well, that's just not quite cameo enough, so we're not going to call it a cameo. We're just going to call it a star. Higher than average eye appeal, and you'll see that more and more. I see it on the modern coins, and I've actually read the definition where they want that on. If you have one side cameo and the other side not, they'll call it a star. I like the star designation for overall eye appeal. That's something that it seems like they don't really do anymore. All right, let's move on. 1970, you also run into this with the Kennedys. For those of you who collect certified Kennedys, you know a lot more than I do about how hard it is or is not to get a cameo and a high grade both at the same time. Sometimes you get that cameo and you won't get as high of a grade, and you'll see just how clean Kennedy's cheek is here. The hard thing for grading proofs is always that reflective field. You know, you get the light coming off of it and it just starts to drive you bonkers. I couldn't imagine trying to look at, you know, hundreds of these. It would just kind of drive you mad. So this one they called a Proof 67 Cameo. Overall, really nice coin, nice grade. It does have some contact marks or scuff marks on the field. There's a little spot there to the right of the arrows on the field of the coin. So you'll see these little marks here and there, and they count against it. So next up, man, I always like a really nice looking Lincoln penny. So these guys, if you can get a cameo on a special mint set penny, they really jump up in value. And so for those of you who don't know, they didn't make proof sets in 1965, 66, and 67. They made what's called special mint sets, which was basically kind of an in-between a mint coin and a proof coin. You know, the coins have these really beautiful strong strikes, and some of the first coins that came out had a cameo look to them, and they're very scarce to get. Did we get a cameo on this guy? You can see we got a little bit of a cameo look on the obverse. MS67 red, still a good coin. If someone's trying to put together Lincoln set, certified set, it's really hard to get a nice 67 red. These coins were both stunning. We sent 2 of them in, and I think these guys retail for about 50 bucks or so in a 67 red, which both of them came back the same grade on these guys here. You know, both were really, really nice coins. By the way, a little bit of trivia for you. Abraham Lincoln, the only person to be on both sides of a coin. For those of you who never realized that, if you look right in the center of the Lincoln Memorial, there he is again. So he's actually on both sides of the coin. So a little coin geekery for you. And last but not least, I have a group of the half dollars. Now, Kennedy's, people really like collecting the Kennedys. This series is pretty popular, and to try to get them in nicer high grade, once again, we're talking specifically about these SMS coins, the special mint set coins from 65, 6, and 7. Getting really nice examples certified is not that easy. So this coin was really great looking, so we got it certified. It came back in mint state 68. A nearly flawless example for the type. And in some ways, I like these special mint set coins better than the proofs because I can look at the field without going blind. You know, that those proof coins, when you look really close, it becomes very, very difficult to see to see afterwards. You put magnification on it and you start to go blind. You can see this one is more reflective, starting to look a lot more like a proof coin instead of a special mint set coin. And so this one is a 68 cameo. They did call it a cameo. Now the cameo effect is not as strong as some of the other ones are. And you can see the 70 is a little bit more cameoed, but then again, this was actually a proof strike on the 70. The 66 was the special mint set strike. So these are better coins. You get these half dollars in a high grade cameo, and they'll trade for, you know, hundreds of dollars. So we do have some coins in here that are actually, what would we say, worth getting certified based on the actual cost of doing business here with our friends over at NGC. And here we have a second example of the 60 mint state of the 1966 SMS. And you know, we don't just pull these out and send them in. There's actually quite a lot of these coins to look at that we had to pick through over time to get a box of them together, ones that we thought were high enough quality. So another 68 cameo. And last but not least, I have a final 66 SMS half, which also came back 68 cameo. So those coins all came back really good. This one I wanted to show you specifically because it actually has a planchet flaw right there past the A, between the A and the dot. It has this little planchet flaw, but looks like a little bit of the planchet may have peeled up. Once you get 3 of these coins together, you can kind of get a sense for what they're looking at on the grade, and you'd really have to study them closely to decide if there's one that you really liked better than the other, either because the cameo is just slightly stronger, or because maybe you see just a little mark somewhere that you don't like, but on another one, you know, it seems a lot more clean to you. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.